Hi everyone. Today I would like to continue our next topic on JavaScript. We call it as DOM. This is a topic for web programming subject SCSV 1223. I'm Sarina from Faculty of Computing. What is DOM? DOM is very important for you to generate access when you want to add, delete, or manipulate any styles, attributes, and also elements in your document. What is the full name of DOM is actually Document Object Model. And this DOM can be accessed by any language, including Java, JavaScript, and others. And DOM can be supported by IEEE 5 and also Gecko, especially Firefox. Meaning that if you have other browser, it will not support DOM. So you have to make sure you only use this kind of browser. And moreover, if you use DOM, DOM are very important for you to use it for every text, attribute, style, and piece of text to make sure that it can be accessed and manipulated. And you can also do another things, including adding and removing the text, include another styles and also another attributes. And at the same time, if you want to animate any existing elements, this also can be done by using DOM. And another things that you can do using DOM is if you want to hide or show any elements on a page. Moreover, DOMs also always revised by W3C, meaning that you can use DOM for any browser, especially when they upgrade the browser. So meaning that they also can use, for example, IEEE 6 and Firefox 1. So they can use, this browser can be applied for DOM 2. And there is another version of DOM. We call it as DOM 3. So this is the next version. So you can try to find out what is the difference between version 1, 2, and also 3. Right. Another thing that you have to know before you can use DOM is about the terms. So you have to know certain terms that will involve in DOMs, including nodes, as a reference to an element, attributes, or text for the document. The next one is element. Element is a representation of a text. And the last one is attribute. This is a property of the elements. For examples, if you have href, so you have to refer to the attribute of A. Another things that you have to know that DOM is represented on HTML document as a tree of objects. It's very useful because simply you can understand these representations in 3 view. Okay, and you can see here all the representations will contain nodes for representing of HTML text or elements. And the next one is it also represent for string of the text. This is just an examples of simple HTML document. All right. From this code or HTML document, you can translate it into DOM. Right. So this is a simple translation using 3 representations if you apply DOM to your HTML document. So you can see here. So we start from document, this document here. All right. The titles of the tree. And then you start with the HTML because you start with the HTML text here. Then you separate it into head and also body. Because why? You can see from the program. So you have head and then you have body here. Right? And then under head, so you have title. So you have to include this node for head. And then the next node is for the title because this title is inside the head tag. That's why you have to include it below than head text. The next one you can see here is body, right? Body. Body, in the body, so you can see H text and also P text. So you can see here, it will divide into H text and also P text, right? And then the whole document under each text. All right, and another things you have to know, in DOMs, when you apply DOMs, so you have to look into in details on the node relationship for that DOM tree. Okay, the concept is like this, right? So that HTML is referred to an ancestor for the head, and then the head and body are sibling, right? Then H1 and P, we call it as a children of the body. And then head is parents of a title. This word is referred to first children of P, and the last one is head, is the first child of HTML. So this is the way how you describe the relationship between the nodes involved in that tree. Right. If we call DOM, so normally DOM is referred to the document nodes, and then it's also referred to all HTML involved in your HTML document as element nodes. And then all the text in your HTML elements, we call it as text nodes. And every HTML attribute involved in your HTML document, we call it as attribute node. And any comments, you call it as comment nodes. Right, let's move to the activity. So you can see the details about implementations of basic node properties, which is involved with nodeName. And nodeName is referred to name of the nodes. We call it's not ID, but we call it as nodeName. And then in that nodeName, so you have to give the name. The name is the text name for HTML text nodes. So you have to give it like this, right? So hash document for the document nodes, and hash for text nodes, right? And then the next properties that you have to know is node type, where node type is refer to number of describing of the nodes type. For example, here, number 1 is for HTML text, and then number 3 is for the text nodes, and number 9 is for the document. You will understand it while we do this activity 13. And the next one, the next properties, we call it as node value, right? So this node value is text that contain within a text node, right? And the last one, we call it as ID. It's referred to the value of the ID attributes of the nodes, right? So you have to remember, so we have different properties. We have node name, we have node type, node value, and the last one is ID. Let's refer to this activity. Right? So you can see here basic nodes properties. Okay. If you click me to view DOM informations, so this is examples, right? Document nodes, hash document. Document node type is 9. And then paragraph node name is P. Paragraph node type is 1. Paragraph ID is para, and so on, right? So let's look the source of the code, right? So you can see here how it's applied, right? So you have to start with view DOM function, right? And then you identify in details for each node. For example, here the number 1 nodes is not node name, right? So you have to using like this if you want to call it. So you have to refer like this, document plus node name, and then the next one is node type, document.node type, and the next one is to identify the elements, right? So you can see here, you call as p element.nodeName, and then p element.node type, and p element.id. So this is the way how you call all the properties. Okay, let's move to the next examples, right? So you can see, before that, I just want to give you in details about what it means by all the properties, relationship properties. So you can see here, there are first child, and then the last child, and the next one is child nodes, and then continue with previous sibling, next siblings, and the last one is parent nodes, right? So you have to understand all these relationship properties. Other than the previous properties is basic node properties, and this is more details. If you have the relationship properties, so you have to understand it. For example, the first one, first child, is referred to the first child node for the current nodes. The last child it's referred to the last child objects for the current nodes. Child nodes is referred to an array of all the child nodes under a nodes, and then the previous sibling referred to the sibling before the current nodes, and the next sibling will refer to sibling after the current nodes, and the last one is parent nodes. It's referred to the objects that contains to the current nodes, right? So let's see this activity, how you can apply it. Alright, so we look into the next one is the children, right? The relationship examples. So you have children array, first child, also last child implementations. Alright, so you can see here in details, more details about this, right? On if you refer to the code, okay, you can see here, right? You can see here the way how you implement, or especially on relationship. Okay, implementations here. So you can see here, if you refer to the child nodes, so you have to assign it p elements dot child nodes dot length, and then the next one is p elements dot child nodes dot node name, right? And the next one is p element dot child nodes dot node value, and so on, right? This is the way how you can apply the properties for all the nodes. Right. All right. So the next one that you have to know is how to edit the nodes. So the way how you can edit it, right? So you have to know what is the method for that specific node. Okay? For example, here, this is the node method for append the child. So if you want to edit the nodes, so you have to use append child node. This is very useful if you want to add a new child node to the node after all the existing children. So this is the way how you do it. And then the next one is insert before, right? This one is for new nodes before the specified existing child nodes. And the next one is replace the childs. So you also can do it by using the replace child, the node, the current node's name, and then the old node name, and then you can replace it. Okay. And the next one is if you want to remove the child, so you just use this method, remove child, and then the node name, right? And the next one is has child nodes. If you want to return a Boolean value of true if the node has one or more children, or false if it has none. There is no nodes for that for the previous one, so you don't have to put any nodes, name nodes here, just blank, right? And the next one, the next method is clone nodes. So if you want to to make a copy with the same nodes, so you just use this method, clone node. Okay. So let's see this activity. Okay, activity 13. Okay, this is the way how you apply node editing. Okay, the first examples, if you want to edit text node through create text node and replace the child, so this is the first examples. And the next examples, you can look into more details. Another examples for editing text node through node value properties. And the next example is if you want to edit text node using inner HTML properties. So I just shows you the first examples. All right. This is a simple document. All right. Simple examples of a HTML document. Okay. If you want to change, click me to the change text. So you can see it. It's already changed here, right? So if you apply it, you can see here. Okay. How you replace it. So see here, document.getID element by ID, right? So and then document, you call the document.create text node just now. Then you replace child to replace the words to the not so simple, right? So that's the way how you apply when you want to replace the node. All right. So another things that you can do is we can use inner HTML. What is inner HTML? So inner HTML is if you want to set or to get all the markup and also content within a given element, so you can use inner HTML. So how to do that? So as shown in the slide, so you can see here, you have to assign the variable. For example, here is markup, okay, equal to elements dot inner HTML, right? And then element dot inner HTML equal to markup. So this is the way how you apply it, right? And then you will start to create some text here to see the changes, right? Okay, you can see here the way how you apply it. Okay, p.innerHTML. So you have some text here, right? And then p.innerHTMLs, right? So you have to type like this. This is the way how you do it, right? Okay, the same thing also that you can apply. Okay, and the most important here, okay, you cannot put any HTML text here, right? So this is the way how you apply it. Okay, for example here, the difference is, for example here, okay, variable text node document dot create text node, and then you have another one is p dot append child for text nodes. So you can see here the way how you should apply using inner HTML. Right. Okay. Actually, for this inner HTMLs, it's not a part of W3C DOM specifications, meaning that you cannot simply use inner HTML, right? But you can apply it as a simple way to complete the replace of the contents of an element, any elements that you want to change, or any text node, and also table set content. So you can use this inner HTML. Okay? For example here, okay, you can apply like this, document body dot inner HTML. Okay, it will replace any body contents with an empty string. So you have to do that. Okay, all right. But for your informations, these implementations of inner HTMLs only support by IE6 browser and also Mozilla browser. Right. So another things that you have to know in details. Okay, I'm not explain one by one, but I just want to let you know this is all the methods and properties if you want to apply DOMs. So you can read in details about this DOM, right? To make sure that when you apply DOMs, so you really understand how to use it. And you can see that for every method and also properties is different. It depends on why you want to use that method and also properties. So it depends. Okay, you have to read it carefully. All right. And then another one that you have to look at is how you can create the HTML document using DOM, right? So this is the way how you can do it. Okay, so you have to get the body reference first, right? For example here, this is the way how you implement it. Var body, and then you call document.get elements by text name is body, right? And then dot item. And then the next one, how to create the text and complete the text properties, including children's and others, right? So you can see here, this is the way how you implement it. Okay, you call the p elements document.create elements, right? And then you use p elements.inner HTML. Okay, or you also can apply with the same output by using this way, var text node.document.create text node and p elements.append child for text nodes, right? And then another things that you have to know, you can add the text to the body. So the way how you apply it, you have to use to type it using body.append child p element. So you have to type this. You have to use this method to make sure that you can add any text to your body. All right. So okay, another things that you can do is you also can add, modify your HTML element properties. So the way how you can do that, so this is the method, right? So you have to get attribute and give the attribute name, and then if you have if you want to retrieve the node representations for the name attributes from the current nodes, so you have to do like this method, right? Set attributes and then give the attribute name and what is the attribute value. And the next one, all right, has attribute name, okay, to return the boolean, and then the last one is to remove the attribute. So you have to use this method, remove attribute. Okay, and the next one is to create the elements. So this is the way how you do that. Okay, you can see here. Okay, var link element document.create elements, and then the set elements contents. So you can do like this, link elements dot inner HTML, right? And then set element property. So you can use link element dot set attribute. So this is the method, right? And then if you want to change the attribute value, so what you have to do, you have to get the elements and then use the set attribute for a new value. So this is the way how you can change your attributes. Alright, the next one is how to create a HTML table using DOM. So this is another way around. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to create the table first, and then create the table body, right? And then create the row and also cell, and then next you have to add the row to the table body, and the last part is you have to add table body to the table. So we look to the activity part. Right, so this is the way how you create the tables. Okay, for example, the first one is if you want to create you want to create the cell text by using the create text node. This is the first example. The second example is to create using inner HTML, and the last example is for more complex examples with properties. So we just refer to the first examples. All right, if you want to create the cell text, okay, using text node, okay, this is the example. Okay, so how you apply it? So you can see here, okay, the function for create tables, right? So you have to use document.getElement by text name, right? And then the way how you create your tables, right? So you have to use like this. Document.createElement is table, then document.createElement is tree body, for example here. And if you want to create the cell, so you have to call document.createElements, right? This is for table to create your table row. And then the next part is if you want to create or to add any row to the end of the table body, so you have to do like this, append child and the row. Okay, and then the next one is if you want to put T body in the table, so you just put like this. Okay, tbl dot append child tbl body, and then if you want to set the body attribute, so this is the way how you apply it. All right, so I hope that from these examples you can get an idea how to apply it. All right, okay, and the last one is if you want to create the cell content using inner HTML, so you just use variable cells equal to document.createElements, and then you include cell.inner HTML and the cell contents. So that's all you want to do. You have to do. All right. I think that's all for DOM topics. All right. I hope that you really understand and can apply, especially the method how you can apply DOMs, right, for your HTML documents. And another one is the properties of nodes, and also you also need to understand the relationships between all the nodes if you use DOMs concepts. Right, I think that's all for today. See you in the next topic. Bye.